Lu Sha was so angry she couldn't speak, but she didn't dare to do anything as her mother favored this good for nothing. Mr. Liu, seeing this, calmly said, "All right, both of you say less. It's good to know gratitude, but it's better to have less contact with some people to avoid lowering oneself. After all, he's a supervisor. There's nothing inappropriate about it. In academic research, ability is paramount. Regardless of whether one is a supervisor or student, take these back and read them. Return them to me when you're done." Liu Kaiyan handed the materials to Hayao and Kaushund. Although these topics are from 7 or 8 years ago, some of the content is quite confidential. Remember not to share it with others. Hu Yao nodded. "I understand. Read them carefully. Who knows, they might inspire you to give the professor a little surprise." Just then there was a knock on the office door. The dean had arrived. Liu Kaiyan asked Hu Yao to leave first as they passed each other. The dean glanced at what Hu Yao was holding. It looked like the file folder Lucian had been carrying at noon. Lucian stood up. "I'm sorry, Dean, I was held up for a moment." "What does Director Kai want to see me about?" "Well, it's like this. My student Zhang Ming, whom you met at noon, she recently has a paper to submit to an international biochemistry journal. She needs your department's help with some comparative data experiments. All right, I'll have our department's Daishai come. This experiment is very important. Let's not have Daishai come, not Daishai." "Then who do you want, Director Kai?" "Well, could I trouble Professor Liu to personally help my student with the data experiment?" Liu Kaiyan stood up abruptly, feeling furious inside, having a supervisor act as an assistant to a student. How is that any different from stepping on my face? Lu Sha could only reluctantly agree, seeing her brother and Mr. Liu's distorted values, she felt relieved. Director Kai continued, "It's just helping a student complete a few small experiments. It won't take up much of Professor Liu's time." Liu Kaiyan retorted, "If it's just a few small experiments, why can't I have my department's best student help? Why won't that work?" Director Kai showed a hint of anger. "I just said this experiment is very important. It would be more reliable if you helped. My response is simple, either Dai Shai or another student from the department. You choose. If there's nothing else, Director Kai, please leave." But Director Kai took out a form. "Professor Liu, don't be so quick to refuse. This year's national subsidy funds have arrived." Liu Kaiyan took the form. He listened as Director Kai continued. "This is the list academician Liu gave me this morning. He probably wants me to give some advice on the final decision for the information science funding." Liu Kaiyan gripped the form tightly. No wonder he dared to make such a request. "He's threatening me with our department's funding." He finally spoke. "I can do the experiments for your student, but I have a condition besides the normal disbursement of the subsidy. Can you guarantee that your student will keep the experimental data confidential?" Of course, after all, one should have basic integrity. The matter was thus settled. Meanwhile, Huo Yao, walking on the street, received a call from her mother. "Yao Yao, are you coming home for the National Day holiday?" "No, it's just a few days off. I'm quite busy with the start of the semester." "All right," her mother asked again. "Have any strangers come looking for you recently?" "You mean the Song family? They've already come to find you." "What did they say?" "They just said they wanted me to meet someone. I didn't go. If they come to find you again, don't pay them any attention." Huo Yao got the first place in the school but angered the Chinese teacher. "They don't have good intentions." After hanging up, Hulu's mother immediately dialed another number. "Song Kai, I'm warning you. Stop looking for my daughter, otherwise you'll face the consequences." Huo Yao followed Min Yu to his home. After the fingerprint scan, Min Yu spoke. "Aren't you afraid that one day, out of poverty, I might rob your house clean?" Min Yu smiled at him. "If you like, it doesn't have to be one day." "You can do it now." Huo Yao was embarrassed. "Didn't you invite me for dinner? Why would I rob your house?" Min Yu looked at him, entering first. "You're such a coward. Look around yourself." "I'll go make dinner after dinner." Huo Yao patted his full belly and marveled. "I thought you were a pampered young master who never lifted a finger. I didn't expect your cooking to be so good. So during that military training period, you personally cooked those meals too?" Menu brought fruit. "Sit for a while, I'll wash the dishes first." This little lamb is truly capable in both the living room and the kitchen. Huo Yao thought while eating fruit, such a capable boy is rare. Knock knock, Zion knocked and entered. "Miss Huo, where's Yuji?" Huo Yao pointed to the kitchen, washing dishes. "Some things you get used to after seeing them often, by the way." "Miss Huo, could you help me look at a defense setup?" She pointed at the score angrily and calmly roared, "Come on, Hu Yao, give me a perfect explanation. Why did you get full marks in all other subjects but only 92 in Chinese? The full score is 150. Sure, Zion took out a laptop. I feel there's something off about this firewall, but I can't pinpoint it. The system was previously hacked, but I discovered it and quickly repaired the program. I even added 2 more layers of firewalls. Hu Yao thought to herself. There's a hidden little Trojan inside. Of course, no matter how many firewalls you add, it's useless. I left it there casually when hacking the museum's surveillance system last time. I had forgotten about it. Of course, she couldn't tell Zhu Yun this, so she patted his shoulder and said, "It's fine, you've repaired it well, even experts couldn't hack in now. I'll help you fix some small loopholes in the firewall, there's no big problem." Done. Ms. Huo even added a super defense mode. This defense mode's pattern seems familiar, I can't quite place it. At this moment, Min Yu walked over. Zhu Yun quickly stood up. I just asked Ms. Huo to help look at the system firewall program. Oh, Wuyo also stood up to say goodbye. If there's nothing else, I'll head back now. Zuyun happened to be going the same way and offered to send her. The two left together after sending Wuyo home. Zuyun suddenly remembered Miss Wu's defense mode. How come it's so similar to the defense game by the world's top-ranked hacker? Why? That no one has cracked to this day. Early in the morning, Hu Yao came to Lu Kaiyan to return the documents. He probably wouldn't understand much. He reassured him, "You're only a freshman now. You'll have opportunities to work on research projects. Don't rush. Are you very eager to participate in experimental projects? The students in the bioinformatics department are doing an experiment on genetic variation theory. I can bring a student into the lab. Would you like to come and see? We mainly use computers to assist them in comparative experiments. The experiment involves ProPython and other things you'll learn later. You can come with me to observe and learn." "Okay, thank you. Professor, can I see the experimental data report first? It would help me be more precise during the experiment." "There's no data inference," Lu Kaiyan sighed. "Without familiarity with the entire experiment, data inference would greatly reduce the effectiveness of the experiment. It's okay, we'll look at it during the experiment." Lu Kaiyan replied. He thought to himself, even a freshman knows this principle. As for Chief Kai's side, at this moment, a student came to find him. "This isn't just being weak in one subject. You have an issue with me. Now I've become famous in the school. I'll give you 2 choices. Either improve your score or come to my house for tutoring." At this moment, Hu Yao sighed, looking embarrassed. She couldn't explain anything, only feeling that Chinese was really difficult. "I have ProPython on my computer. You can familiarize yourself with it first," Lu Kaiyan said to Hu Yao before getting up to leave. Hu Yao looked at the obvious bug on the computer. Shortly after, Lu Kaiyan returned and asked, "How is it? Can you understand it?" "I understood a little bit. Then let me tell you how to do comparative experiments. For example, this one, according to the data inference, put it into the script and click Confirm to compare. However, there's a problem with this data inference. So the comparison result is successful." Looking at the file data, Lu Kaiyan was shocked. "Wasn't it always failing before? Let me see the script. It seems different now." Before he could speak, Ming Yue knocked on the door. "Professor Liu, do you have time now?" "Yes, come in," he introduced Huo Yao. "This is the leader of this experimental group, student John Ming. We'll be troubling you these days. Professor Liu, the supervisor, said a few days ago that you would bring a student to observe and learn. Could it be Huo Yao? Professor Liu, is this student the one you're bringing this time?" "Yes, this is Huo Yao, a freshman in our department. He's quite interested in the experimental project. Please take good care of him, of course." As long as Junior Huo can understand, Zhang Minju said this, but inwardly she laughed. "It's only been a few days of classes. You probably haven't even mastered the basic courses, and you're already thinking about experimental projects. This girl really is arriving at the lab." Just as Huo Yao, who had been scolded, walked out of the school gate, she was blocked by Lu Zemin. He came prepared with 3 helpers. John Minjue handed Lu Kaiyan a document. "Professor Liu, this is our experimental inference for this time. Please take a look." Looking at the file, Liu Kaiyan also sighed inwardly. This sophomore student had a deep understanding of genetic knowledge. No wonder Chief Kai asked me to help. Then he handed it to Hayao. "This is their experimental data inference. Take a look. Genetic inheritance is also a branch of DNA recombination technology. After extracting macromolecules, a matching rate of over 99% is considered successful." "What do you think? I don't understand much." But she thought, if I had known it was such a boring experiment that prioritizes form over substance, I might as well have gone to the library to read. John Minju also thought I knew she was just pretending. Then she said to Liu Kaiyan, Professor Liu, can you proceed with the comparative experiment now? Hu Yao stood by, bored just looking at their inferred data. I can calculate the result. 35% experiment failed. Zhang Minjue heard this and anxiously said, how can the matching rate be only 35%? That's not right. Plan A failed, proceeding with Plan B experiment. 40 minutes later, still unsuccessful. Matching rate 46%, Plan B failed. Continuing with Plan C experiment, looking at this situation, it seems there's still a long way to head. Lukian told Hayao to go back first. It's fine. Hayao replied, thinking, although this experiment is boring, I can't let down Professor Liu's kindness. Another 30 minutes passed. Zhang Minjue finally came over with the data. Sorry for the wait, Professor Liu, this time it should work. At this time, Lu Sha and her best friend happened to pass by, seeing Wu Yao surrounded by students from another school. Her friend gloated, just transferred and already offended students from another school. This is called karma for a bitch. Hayao glanced at Zhang Minjue, all this trouble for this, and they call her a genius student. What a joke. Meanwhile, Zhang Minjue saw her fiddling with her phone and was also displeased. Others are seriously doing experiments and she's just lounging around playing. So unprofessional, you can't make a silk purse out of a saucier. Liu Kaiyan's voice came from the side. The matching rate is only 52%, it's still not working. How come, Professor Liu, did you not match it correctly? How could all three plans fail? Zhang Minjui retorted, we've worked on these three plans for weeks. The supervisor has reviewed them and said there were no problems. The data is extracted from your inferred plans. The comparison results can't be wrong. If you don't trust me, then do it yourself. I'm sorry, Professor Liu, I'm just a bit anxious. Please don't mind, it's okay, take your time. Then Professor Liu, please, at this moment, Huo Yao came over and said, Professor, I have something to do and need to leave first. Zhang Minjue started complaining again. Doesn't she know that conducting experiments is a serious matter? What's with this careless attitude? Liu Kaiyan on the side agreed. It's indeed pointless to just waste time like this. He then asked John Minjiui if they had any other backup plans. Not for now. We've wasted the teacher's time today. If you have something to do, you can leave first. All right, keep up the good work. It seems today's lab work can't continue. That's all we can do. Let's research more tomorrow. Seeing John Minjiui still looking at the experimental data, a companion asked, Minjiui, aren't you leaving? Mom proudly said, this was designed by a famous designer I hired at a high price. Then Mom opened the wardrobe. These are all new clothes bought for you. Lu Sha immediately recognized her brother among them. But she coldly said, I'm not familiar with Hu Yao. Let's go, don't meddle in others' affairs. Just as the four were being arrogant and domineering, Hu Yao, who had fire in her heart, directly grabbed Lu Ziming's ear and began psychological counseling. You're so young and not learning good things. The paper submission date isn't far off. We can't let some people who treat experiments as fun waste all our hard work. Then we still have time today, let's discuss it further. On the other side, Liu Kaiyan, who left together, was chatting with Hu Yao. Being the data analyst is like this, it's quite dull. If an experiment fails, you had to do it a second or third time. Hu Yao said frankly, teacher, actually the main reason for multiple experiments is the skill level issue. With the Dane, the elevator reached the first floor. It was department head Kai. He looked at Liu Kaiyan and asked, how is today's experiment? Liu Kaiyan answered honestly. Department head Kai was puzzled. Not good. How come? Liu Kaiyan first said to Huo Yao, don't you have something to do? You can leave first and then talk with department head Kai. Meanwhile, Huo Yao was invited to a club. The person introducing it said, this club in the capital is very private. No need to worry about being photographed. Mr. Fang can't appear in public places. So he specially said me, I wanted to invite you out for a meal before. But seeing you were in military training, I didn't dare. Actually, I mainly wanted to ask for your help today to treat someone. Yes, it's my teacher. The two briefly discussed the patient's condition and agreed on a time for the treatment. Then I'll have Shu and pick you up at school tomorrow at 4 p.m. Miss Huo, do you really not need me to send you? No need, I have something else to deal with. If your parents don't teach you, then I will. Lu Zemin cried out in pain and quickly called his brothers to act. Huo Yao refused and went alone to an antique shop. What are you looking for? The owner sat leisurely on a lounge chair behind the counter. Have you seen this kind of jade? Huo Yao took off her necklace and asked. The owner looked at it. It's just ordinary white jade. Probably worth a few tens of thousands, but your jade should have another half. Another half, the owner continued. You know the Teiji Bagua diagrams? Find the other half and put them together. Huo Yao understood and turned to leave. Wait, the owner called out to her. Haven't you been to my shop before? Huo Yao answered and left. The next day, Lai Oji said, You're taking class so seriously today. Your notes are so dense. I didn't even have this many notes in high school. It's not notes, Huo Yao replied, Hey. Yao Jia, look over there, our school celebrities, he introduced to Huo Yao. That guy is called Muking, super genius, legendary. That girl is John Ming from our biology department. She's already doing experimental projects in her sophomore year. She's also very strong. Oh, they're walking towards us. Long time no see. At this moment, Huo Yao clenched her fist. With just one look, the three immediately became cowards. Junior Huo Muking greeted Huo Yao. Huo Yao turned around. Yao Jia knows Senior Mu in school, Prince. We didn't exchange contacts back at #1 high school. What major are you studying now? Musin asked bioinformatics. Ming Yue from the biology department, isn't that in the same school as you? Although we're in the same school, we're not before finishing. Huo Yao stood up to leave. Senior, enjoy your meal. I have something to do, so I'll leave first. Zhang Minjiui sneered. How funny, how busy can a freshman be? Seeing her unhappy expression, Mu Chain asked Minjiui, you and Junior Huo. Zhang Minjiui interrupted him. Senior, after we finish eating, can you help me look at my experimental plan? Huo Yao arrived at Academician Ron's office. Teacher Wu told her Academician Rong went back to the research institute this morning. He won't be back at school for these 2 days. Huo Yao was delighted. Not here, that's great. Then she said to Teacher Wu, it's nothing important, just the homework he assigned me earlier. I finished it and brought it over on my way. You can give it to me, I'll pass it to Academician Rong later, then I'll trouble you. Then she started lecturing Lu Zemin. I'll teach you to skip class, I'll teach you to surround classmates and bully the weak. Now you're being beaten and don't dare to fight back. Teacher Wu, after taking the homework and looking at it. Wait, Academician Rong asked you to do this question, yes. Is there a problem, this calculation problem? Even ordinary teachers would need 10 days to have a month to research it. You're just a freshman, but Hayao continued. I've been quite busy recently. I spent 2 class periods this morning working on it in my free time. Now I understand why Academician Rong gave him this kind of question. This is a monster. Do you have class this afternoon? Huo Yao was alert, full schedule, completely busy. But Professor Wu pretended not to hear. Since you're free, why don't you? Huo Yao looked. Professor Wu took out a sealed document, quickly said, Teacher, I'm just a freshman, I don't have much experience. Thinking that with Tevers in the sealed envelope must be important, well, I don't want to look for trouble, no experience is good, you'll gain it over time. Huo Yao had already run to the door. Teacher, I'm leaving first. Professor Wu stopped his foot. Why was he snatched away by the biology department? Then Huo Yao arrived at Mr. Fang's teacher's home as agreed. Teacher, this is Miss Huo Yao, the miracle doctor friend I know. Miss Huo, this is my teacher. Li didn't want to waste time. Huo Yao said directly, let me take your pulse first. Are you happy? Lu Zemin, being educated, quickly begged for mercy. Li looked at Huo Yao's serious expression and comforted. My illness is just like this now. Don't put pressure on yourself. Young lady, you must have encountered a serious viral infection before. Right, I caught a cold last year. The doctor said it was a flu virus infection. Last year, teacher, why didn't you ever tell me about this? It was just a common cold, Miss Huo. My illness is Huo Yao frowned. Myocardial disease caused by viral infection. The virus has invaded the heart for a long time. From the current medical perspective, it's basically incurable. Li patted his student's shoulder. People have birth, aging, sickness, in death, especially heart problems, which are medical challenges. At my age, I've come to terms with it. Miss Huo, is there really no other way to treat my teacher's illness? There is, Huo Yao said, changing her tone. The two were incredulous. Li spoke. It's not that I doubt this child's medical skills. It's just that this virus in my body, even the president of the Pharmacists Association was at a loss. Forget it, the young lady is probably just comforting Chen. However, I need to take a sample of Mr. Lee's blood for analysis. No problem. Besides that, I also need some herbs. The group walked dejectedly on the road and were seen by Lucia, so she had the driver call them to the car. I've specially marked a few herbs on the list that might be hard to find in the market, but the Pharmacists Association should have them. I'll handle this. I'll prepare them. At this moment a phone rang. Mr. Fang stood up. Excuse me, I'll go answer the phone. Hello. What's the matter? Meanwhile, Lee said to Hayao. Actually, I know my illness can't be cured. Hayao said, your illness isn't ordinary, it's not just discomfort caused by the flu virus. Is it? That's not important anymore. How are you so sure your illness can't be cured? Some special viral infections can be suppressed. Huo Yao continued, when it comes to treating illnesses and saving lives, I never joke. Are you saying I can really be saved? The next day, Huo Yao analyzed Li's blood sample results in the lab, as I suspected. The level of a certain element in Li Fang's blood is very high. On the other side, Zhang Minjiu was on the phone. Senior Mu, the plan you helped us adjust yesterday is very good. The initial simulation was successful. We're just waiting for the final big data comparison experiment. Senior, are you free tonight? I'd like to. At this moment, she saw Huo Yao coming out of the lab. What's he doing in the biology and life sciences lab when he's in information science? Senior, what did you just say? The signal's bad, I didn't hear clearly. From the other end came, I have something tonight. I won't make it for dinner, sorry, it's okay. We can arrange another time when you're free. Do me a favor, Huo Yao messaged Le, help me analyze a blood sample. Lu Sha pretended to be surprised and asked, how did you end up here? Lu Zemain, shocked, said, you saw everything? I'm warning you, don't tell anyone about today, otherwise I'll make you pay. Our school's blood analyzer isn't precise enough, no problem. Boss, give me the sample. I'll analyze it thoroughly for you. Quick, boss, the blood test results are out. Indeed, the radiation source parameters in this blood are too high. Teacher Fang Chen's illness was induced by this excessive radioactive element. Current medical technology simply can't treat chronic radiation sickness. To practice those ahead-of-time methods, it's a ready-made experimental subject. Rain, the phone rang, Lei's anxious voice came through. Boss, where did you get this blood sample from? The parameters of this blood sample are extremely abnormal. What's wrong? Before the dean issued the ban, I remember someone researched similar radiation elements. At that time, it seemed that an experiment went wrong and almost caused a disaster. The institute even expelled several researchers. No matter where your sample came from, be extremely careful. I know I have something to do, I'll hang up first. Goodbye, boss. After hanging up, he happened to meet Lu Kaiyan and Zhang Minjiui, who came to find him. Their group had developed a new experimental plan and wanted to redo the experiment today. You should come over this afternoon to take a look. You might learn something. Okay, I'll come over after class, although after last time, Hu Yao wasn't very interested anymore, but never mind, as long as he's happy. Lu Sha said disdainfully, Lu Zemain, you're 15 years old now. Can you be a bit more mature? Hearing Lu Zia come in to lecture him, he mockingly replied, someone who needs to cheat to get good competition results. In the lab, Zhang Minjue saw Hu Yao come in. I thought Professor Liu wouldn't let him come again, of course. He wouldn't miss this chance to prove his existence. Liu Kaiyan greeted Hu Yao, didn't interrupt your class, did I? No, this is Zhang and her team's new proposal. It's quite different from the last one. It's a bit better than the last one, but still garbage. Zhang Minjiui couldn't hold back. She slammed the documents on the table. You're just a freshman. Stop pretending you know everything. Do you know how hard we worked on this proposal? How much effort we put in? When you're commenting on others' work, have you ever thought if you're qualified to say such things? Lukian tried to mediate. Zhang Minjiu, Huo Yao didn't mean anything by it, don't overthink it. Professor Liu, different majors shouldn't critique each other, that's basic courtesy, right? This kind of thoughtless comment is just brainless. Zhang, as researchers, we should be open to questions from all sides. The non-critique rule is for different fields. We're all in biology, no need to bring that up. The point is, does he understand it? I'm sorry, I misspoke earlier. Huo Yao said you were acting all high and mighty just now. Now you know you were wrong, it's too late, Huo Yao continued. If garbage had levels, your proposal would be bottom-tiered trash. Who gave you the confidence to say such things? You can't even understand the integral factor method in molecular mutation sequence. You call this a proposal. Is lecturing me about maturity? At this moment, Lu Zia nervously pressed on the document folder. John Ming was furious. You say I can't understand it. What about you? I really can. Your proposal steps are long-winded and redundant. The computer can simulate a complete 3D DNA image, but it won't pass the sequencing transcoding big data comparison. HMPH, if the computer simulation is successful, how could the big data sequencing transcoding not pass? Then you try it. If I pass, will you apologize to me and my team for your thoughtless behavior? Hu Yao gestured. Fine, I'll teach him today that there's always someone better. Don't think you're so great. Professor, please sit. Hu Yao brought a chair for Lucian. He then said it won't be your turn for at least 30 minutes. I see now. This girl looks obedient, but she's a potential troublemaker. Why are you competing with people like this? Hu Yao said leisurely. Professor, we can actually be a little more confident. 30 minutes later, John Ming stood up. Professor Liu, please do the final data analysis comparison. All right, Liu Qian began. First comparison rate 86%. John Ming said confidently, I told you this proposal couldn't possibly have problems. She turned to Hu Yao arrogantly. Seeing this, Lu Zimin continued, I almost forgot. You've already got the answers, right? It turns out Lu's father arranged for a literary association director to tutor Lu Sha and give him review materials. Apologize, Huo Yao scoffed. You think 86% is worth bragging about? I thought 100% was considered successful. Liu Qian looked confused. Wasn't this troublemaker just playing on his phone? How did he know the rate was 86%? Nobody had mentioned this number. Are you just a sore loser? If you don't want to apologize, just say so. What's this about 100% success rate? Which simulation experiment succeeds on the first try? Are you joking? Oh, so that's how you explain away poor performance. I've learned something. Lucian thought, little troublemaker. Say less if you're so amazing. Why don't you become the top scorer in the college entrance exam? Surely such an experiment would be child's play for you. That's a different matter. Your senior is right. Wu Yao interrupted Lu Qian's attempt to mediate. How could I, a top scorer, be stumped by such a lousy experiment? HMPH, still pretending not to look at my experimental inference. No need for pen and paper. He thinks he can build a 3D model in his head. A few taps, is it done already? How else should it be? When John Mingpeng was making the 3D image, it took at least half an hour. Right? How long has it been for him? 3 minutes. What kind of monster is this? Take a look and see if you like them. If you don't, Mom will get you another batch. Hu Yao was so shocked he almost dropped his jaw. Are clothes bought in batches? He slowly said, Mom, tell me, does our family own a mine? Which Lu Zemming overheard. Seeing Lu Sha so nervous confirmed his suspicions. At this moment, the mischievous Lu Zemming had an interesting idea. Rather than letting this annoying person cheat with the answers, why not? John Minju looked at the computer in front of her. Can you show some real skill? Stop pretending all day. No one here is a fool, except you. Indeed, no one else here is a fool. Look, this data chain is the same as yours. Also, this gene and RNA simulation metabolic process, you have it in your trash proposal. John Minjiui looked, how could it be different? Do you still think this is your proposal? John Minjiui staggered. Different? How could it be different from mine? He's just a freshman who knows nothing. Huo Yao spoke. Didn't you want to see a 100% success rate? Now I can open your eyes. Oh right, why don't you clear this string of data yourself? To avoid any misunderstanding, John Minjiui didn't move. Looks like all had to do it myself. I don't believe his data can reach 100%, but what if? What if he succeeds by luck? I'd become a joke. What would others think of me? Will the young lady get scammed at the herbal medicine black market? Wei Ya arrived at an herbal medicine shop and politely asked, do you have any Peacock Country Old Mountain sandalwood? The results are out. How could someone succeed in their first experiment? I know he must have been secretly studying my experimental plan. To show off, you've done quite a bit of homework in private, haven't you? This person's brain is damaged. May I ask, what research value does this experiment have? Do you know why your 3D model can simulate successfully, but the big data comparison fails? Because your molecular recombination steps were all wrong from the start. The decoding box for genetic codes. John Ming interrupted him. You think throwing around some professional terms will? The companion stopped him. Minju wants to verify if what he's saying is true or false. One experiment will tell. 15 minutes later, this junior really has something. Ms. John Minju, the facts are before your eyes. Shouldn't you apologize for insulting my student? A companion quickly spoke up. Sorry, Professor Liu, we were just too anxious about the experiment. I apologize to the junior on Minju's behalf. Junior, we're really sorry. Huo Yao remained indifferent, only asking if they wanted to continue today's experiment. Let's leave it at this for today. Teacher, shall we go then? Seeing Lu Kaiyan hesitating to speak, Huo Yao directly said, if you have something to say, just say it. The shopkeeper wearing reading glasses, hunched over, politely replied, yes, we do. Please wait a moment. Then he took out the herb, carefully holding it with both hands. The data in that script on my computer a few days ago, you actually know all those software, don't you? A little bit, although I don't know what issues you have with John Minui. Try to avoid her in the future. Zhang Minjue is the favorite student of Director Qi. Director Qi has quite a temper. What a coincidence, I have quite a temper too. Teacher, I'm leaving now. Then Liu Kaiyan met someone. Seeing him looking worried, he asked, Professor Wang, what's wrong? Don't mention it. Director Qi says some of his research materials have been tampered with. He threw quite a fit. Who would dare touch his things? Yeah, who would dare provoke him? Looks like he's just using this to intimidate everyone. Never mind, he's gone. Then Liu Kaiyan came to Professor Zhao's office. Professor Zhao asked him to sit down. I just found out that your research funds have been reallocated. It's okay. Director Kai said he'll return it when the funds from above are allocated. Maybe not. Liu Kaiyan was stunned. What do you mean by maybe not? The Institute's intention is not to allocate funds to you for now. When the analysis really needs it, apply to the higher-ups. So our department's research funds for this quarter are also withheld. He said, Old mountain sandalwood is not easy to come by. I only have this much of the new mountain sandalwood. You need to examine it carefully. I'm sorry, no, this has nothing to do with you, but I have a project here. You can take a look. Your analysis has been stagnant for long enough. It's time to use some fresh projects to get things moving. Professor Zhao, thank you. On the other side, Feng Chen's subordinate handed something to Hu Yao. Miss Hu, the herbs you requested are ready. Please check them. All right, Hu Yao said. I'll take the herbs back to refine. Come to the school at this time tomorrow to get them. Miss Huo, you know how to refine medicine, but I said I would. If there's nothing else, I won't bother you anymore. At this moment, Min Yu, who came to pick up Hu Yao, arrived and asked, someone's looking for you. You should have some impression. It's Feng Chen's secretary. What did he want from you? To deliver money. I'll cook. Hu Yao put on gloves. The things I do for a free meal after washing the vegetables. Seeing this, the shopkeeper quickly explained with a smile, don't mind that the new and old names are different. The medicinal effects are the same. Hu Yao's lips curled up as she pretended to seriously say, so-called new material is produced outside of the Peacock country. Min Yu spoke again, I have a package in the locker outside. Can you help me? My phone is in my pocket. It has the pickup code. My hands aren't clean. Can you get it? Caught off guard. Hu Yao went to the delivery locker. Suddenly, the phone started ringing just as she was about to answer. She suddenly realized this was Min Yu's phone. She ignored it, letting it ring on its own, returning to Min Yu's doorstep. Hu Yao saw a strange woman standing there. Are you here to see someone? Hu Yao was about to ask. The woman thought, so this is the girl who looks down on my son. Has she already snatched him? Then she answered, I'm looking for Nier. And Nier, are you sure you're not at the wrong place? Isn't this C block, unit 101? This is a block. C block is the row behind. I'm sorry, it's my first time here. I didn't notice, thank you, little girl. Auntie will leave now. She got in the car. The woman was still thinking about how pretty the child was. She seemed to have a gentle personality, too. No wonder she looked down on my son. If it were me, I'd look down on him, too. Seeing Hu Yao returned, Min Yu asked. Picking up a package took so long, met someone at the door who got the wrong place, chatted for a bit. Then she said sternly, Boss, you're using sandalwood from other regions to pass off as Peacock Country's old mountain sandalwood. The price difference is dozens of times. I'm going to report you to the Consumer Association. Hearing this, the boss immediately tried to smooth things over. No, I was just joking. This is what you want. He then took out another sandalwood and handed it to Hayao. Oh right, someone called for you earlier. Someone who got the wrong place. Minyu glanced at her phone. Let's eat first. After the meal, I put the dishes in the dishwasher. I'm heading back now. Got work to do tonight. What work could you have? You don't understand the struggles of a working person. I'm off to lay bricks at home, but inside she was crying. She accidentally saw the banked message pop up on his phone earlier. That balance was truly humbling. This little money grubber, after opening the package, Minyu dialed the missed call. Uncle, where did you get this thing you sent me? You figured it out so quickly. Him, quite interesting. The voice on the phone said it came from a dark room, heard it's more powerful than the highest grade K9, silent with extremely low recoil, but no one has successfully assembled it yet. Minyu asked, have they found the creator? No, this weapon seemed to appear out of thin air, very strange. All right, I'll have Yanyi send the items to you later. Gotta hang up and call my mom back. When Huo Yao got home, he saw Huo Yilin sitting on the sofa. Third brother, you're home early today. Him, have you had dinner? Yeah, ate something outside. Don't mention freeloading every day. It's embarrassing, third brother. I'll go study some herbs first. Okay, who owe you? Lin looked down at his computer. The surveillance showed that little sister had been leaving home every night for at least 2 hours recently. Huo Yao reluctantly accepted it after examining it. At this point, the shopkeeper was sweating nervously, thinking to himself, this little girl is actually an expert, and she immediately threatens to report to the authorities. How frightening. He quickly waved goodbye as she left. That bastard actually moved to this neighborhood to lure little sister. He then texted Minyu, stay away from my sister. Impossible, Minyu replied, but third brother, feel free to come over sometime. I live right behind your villa, get lost. The next day, Professor Zhao approached Hu Yao. He said, I heard from Lucian that you made a 3D model of genetic mutation molecules in just 2 or 3 minutes. It was pretty simple. Hu Yao replied. Professor Zhao thought, while Zhang Minjiu's paper wasn't top-tier difficult, it certainly wasn't simple. He asked again, what do you think of Zhang Minjiu's experiment? Do you want the honest truth, to be honest? It's not very good. She doesn't grasp the core points of genetic engineering. It's a pure waste of time. Then what do you think are the core points? He continued, I know you didn't originally choose informatics. I have some data here, see if you can calculate any results from it. Having searched the entire market, there were still many herbs she hadn't bought. She placed all her hopes on this last shop. Just by looking at the name, it seemed special. Huo Yao politely declined, Professor Zhao, I'm just a freshman. But Professor Zhao didn't give him a chance to refuse. You could beat a sophomore, so I believe this data will be a piece of cake for you. Huo Yao regretted competing with Zhang Minjue earlier. Wouldn't it have been better to stay quiet as a small fry? Now he's in trouble. Oh, this computer has something. He said to Professor Zhao, can I borrow this computer for 2 days later? How observant of you. This biocomputer is our most advanced internal product. It's very precious. Professor Zhao held up one finger, but there's a condition. You have to fully calculate this data set. No problem, Huo Yao said as he started calculating. Professor Zhao watched in increasing shock. The operation speed was far too fast. Here, take a look, it's done. Professor Zhao couldn't help but twitch. The principal of number 1 high school had highly praised the girl's knowledge and abilities. I thought it was exaggerated then, now I see he was being modest. This is a little freak. Professor Zhao, can I borrow this computer for a day now? Just one day, him, I'll return it to you at this time tomorrow. Go on, I have things to do, I won't keep you. She went up and knocked on the door. The assistant who opened the door tried to turn her away. Saying, sorry, we're about to close, Huo Yao directly asked, do you have 100-year-old turtle shell? 5 flavor name by glue, fragrant dragon bone stone, hearing these herb names. Oh, and there's some quantum data on my computer. Since you're researching anyway, why don't you analyze that too? Ah, is it too late to return the computer now? As he was leaving, Huo Yao ran into Director Kai and Zhang Minju. Director Kai was surprised to see the computer Huo Yao was carrying. Professor Zhao's computer, he turned to Zhang Minju and said, that girl just now, I remember Lu Kaiyan took her to observe your lab. How did she perform? John Minjue lowered her head and said, a freshman who doesn't understand anything. The two arrived at the office. Director Kai asked her, you've changed all the core points in this version of the paper. Yes, my group and I reviewed the journals from the past 2 years. Your approach to decoding genetic codes is quite interesting. It's indeed better than before. If you submit this paper, it has a high chance of passing the initial review. John Minju was filled with dissatisfaction. Last time when I submitted my thesis to the professor, he wasn't this excited. I should be happy that my thesis is being praised, but thinking about the core source of the thesis, Huo Yao only casually mentioned an idea that day and listed some data. The one who actually researched and wrote the thesis was me. I'm the one who deserves the credit, Zhang Minjiui told herself. After Huo Yao came out, he met with Feng Chen's secretary. After giving him the medicine and instructing on its usage and dosage, the secretary asked as he was leaving, "Are you going back to school for class now or somewhere else?" The assistant thought that these herbs were not only expensive but also rare in stock moreover. Their usage was particular, and few people without knowledge of medicine would buy them. So he quickly invited Hu Yao into the shop, smiling and saying, "We have everything except the 100-year-old turtle shell." "It's fine, I don't need a ride, I have a car coming to pick me up," Hu Yao said goodbye to him. Although the security in Beijing is good, you still need to be careful. Thanks for the reminder, no need to be polite. I'll be going now. As Haya was waiting by the roadside, suddenly Ivana approached, "Come with us." "Who's looking for me?" Hoyo asked. "Song Jiren, stop wasting time. We're doing this for money, be smart and come with us. Save yourself some trouble." "All right, let's go quickly then." Huo Yao directly got into the van. The tattooed man was confused. "Who's the kidnapper here? Why is he so willing? Whatever, let's go quickly in a while." Cheng Ming came to pick up Huo Yao. Another day to see the young miss, how exciting, but after waiting for half an hour, Huo Yao didn't come out. Cheng Ming thought something's not right. The young miss is always punctual. If something came up, she would definitely notify in advance. "Let me try calling." Huo Yao's phone in the car started ringing, but the tattooed man snatched it away. Huo Yao warned, "I advise you to let me answer the phone, otherwise you'll be in big trouble." Suddenly, Mom hugged Huo Yao tightly. With tears streaming down her face, she said, "My dear daughter, did you just call me Mom? You finally called me Mom, I'm so touched." Mom didn't even hear about the mine, her eyes only saw her dear daughter. Then the assistant packaged the herbs and said, "Thank you for your patronage. The total is 320 yuan. Huo Yao showed no reaction and only asked, "Can I pay by bank transfer?" "Are you telling me what to do?" The tattooed man hung up directly. "Little girl, don't be so naive." Huo Yao sighed helplessly, rarely wanting to be a good person, yet someone doesn't believe it. It's really hard to convince with kind words. Seeing the call being hung up, Chang Ming knew something must have happened to the young miss. If the young miss has encountered the Huo family's business enemies, no, we can't let the tragedy that happened to the third young master years ago repeat itself. Go check the surveillance footage at the school gate today. The young miss is about to go missing. In the car, there might be someone with a flower tattoo. You guys are taking money to do a job, right? What? At this time you want to give us money to let you go? Hu Yao sneered, "Me giving you money? Dream on. Well, don't tell me you want us to give you money. That's not impossible as long as you play nice with us." Maybe before he could finish, Wu Yao grabbed the driver's neck from behind. The tattooed man saw this and was about to hit her. "You bitch, do you not want to live?" Wu Yao grabbed his fist with her other hand. "You want me to give you money?" The two were scared stiff. "No, we don't want it. Oh, that's a pity. We'll give you all the money, young master Song. We won't do this job anymore, just please, make this crazy woman get out of the car." Hu Yao smiled. "How could I do that? No, 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 you must take it. It's our fault. We don't deserve the money." The assistant then provided the account number, and Hu Yao transferred the money directly as Hu Yao turned to leave. The assistant wasn't surprised by how much money she had, but rather by how she memorized the account number with just one glance. Hu Yao happily got out of the car. When they arrived at the Song family's place, the two ran away in a flash, looking at the departing car. The butler was confused. Didn't the young master tell them to bring the person in and then take them away after it's done? Why did they leave just like that? He asked Wu Yao, "You're Miss Name's daughter, right?" "Come with me," Wu Yao thought. "I want to see what the Song family is so persistent about finding me for." "Young master, the person has arrived." He threw another pair of slippers for her to change into. Huo Yao didn't even look and walked straight in. "Didn't I give you slippers? Why didn't you change?" "Oh, I don't like them, don't you understand?" Never mind, young master, he's just your uncle, he can't make it back for now. You can meet him another time when he's free. He then pointed to a doctor and introduced. This is Doctor Who. The reason we invited you here today is nothing else but to take a blood sample. Your grandfather is very ill now and needs a bone marrow transplant. Close relatives have a higher chance of successful matching. Hu Yao mocked. How come your Song family, with such a big business, can't find a match among so many people and need to kidnap an outsider for blood typing? Your mother is the eldest daughter of the Song family. She ran away from home for many years. Now that her father is sick, shouldn't she fulfill her filial duty? You're the daughter of the eldest miss. Naturally, you're half a Song family member. At this moment, an old man with white eyebrows said, Ahung, didn't I tell you to close the shop? What are you spacing out for? The assistant quickly explained, Master, Lord Zwang's prescription is very special. What if I don't agree? You don't have a choice. Doctor Who also came over, don't be afraid, it's just drawing the tube of blood, it won't hurt. A basin of water was poured over their heads. The tattooed man and his companion woke up startled. Who are you? Chang Ming pulled out a gun, you only have one chance. I remember now, that girl is in the Song family's eldest young master's villa, the one by Clearwater Bay. Useless, Chang Ming ordered his subordinates. The subordinate in the car replied, Brother Chang, those two thugs' hands had been dislocated before we got there, they had been beaten up. Ignore them, let's go pick up the young miss first, we'll deal with the rest later. At this moment, Huo Yilin's phone rang. Chang said, Sister, hasn't she come home from school yet? The young miss seems to have something to do today. She said she'd come back home later by herself after hanging up. Huo Yilin thought to herself, Sister must have been taken away by that bastard again, so she dialed Min Yu's number. Where did you take my sister? Him, she's not with me, Min Yu replied, she hasn't come home. After getting the answer, she dialed Hu Yao's number. The phone responded, Sorry, the number you have dialed is powered off, please try again later. Before he could continue, the old man interrupted. Whatever it is, we'll talk about it tomorrow. The person inside is still waiting. They then went to the inner room. The old man politely said to the young man in front of him, Young Master Yin, given your current condition, apart from gradually treating it with medication, this old man has no other solution for now. Mom, I have an urgent matter, I had to go. Minyu stood up and left. Yang Ye check Hu Yao's current location. Yes, Miss Huo, I'll check right away. On Huo Yao's side, looking at the two people lying on the ground, she thought to herself, next time I should bring protective gloves when beating people up. She glanced at her phone again. I messed up, my phone is dead and I didn't bring any cash. In this remote area, I can't even get a taxi. What should I do? With a screech, a car stopped in front of her. Minyu, Huo Yao exclaimed in surprise. Minyu didn't say a word, he walked over and hugged Huo Yao tightly. After getting in the car, Huo Yao tried to appear calm, but her face turned bright red. Brother Chang, should we still follow them? Seeing that it was Minyu who picked up Huo Yao, the considerate Chang Ming said no need, let's go back directly. Mingyu took Huo Yao straight to his own home. In the car, Huo Yao spoke up, this isn't my house. Him, get out. Mingyu's face was gloomy. Huo Yao thought to herself, this person looks a bit dangerous today, better not provoke him. Seeing her not moving, Mingyu said, or should I carry you? Don't be ridiculous, I have hands and feet. That's right, this person was Huo Yao's country neighbor. Yin Yu, hearing the old man say this, the assistant angrily said, this isn't working either, can't you try other methods? You don't need to come in with me. Huo Yao was confused, he was really strange today. Sitting on the sofa, Min Yu gestured at her hand, it's just a small injury. Don't speak, strange, why is my heart suddenly beating so fast after applying medicine? Min Yu instructed, don't let it get wet for the next 2 days. Seeing Huo Yao touch her chest, he asked, what did you get hurt on your chest too? Huo Yao blushed deeply. No. You're quite capable on your own, huh? After saying this, Min Yu thought to himself, the back of her hand must have been injured from hitting too hard. Quite fierce for such a delicate girl. Song family's Songji, why did they look for you? I don't know them, but my mom's surname is Song, maybe they're relatives. Huo Yao suddenly remembered something and quickly stood up. I need to go home now. My brother is probably at home. When I get home, Huo Yao said, thanks for today. I thought we didn't need such words between us, go on. The old man said helplessly, this book was passed down from the older generation. I've studied it all my life but haven't mastered its methods. You can take it to someone at the Pharmacists Association to look at, maybe they'll have some insights. Liu calmly said, a gentleman doesn't covet what belongs to others. Since it's an heirloom from old Pei's ancestors, how could it be given to outsiders? Good night, Huo Yilin suddenly opened the door. Little sister, who were you just talking to? No one, third brother, let's go inside, I have something good to show you. This is a biological computer. It should be the highest configuration currently available in the country. I borrowed it from Professor Zai. You can use it for one night, I have to return it tomorrow. Isn't that not good? There should be internal information from your school in there. It's fine, they wouldn't store confidential information here. Otherwise, the professor wouldn't have given me the computer so easily. Little sister, I'll study it for a while. Tomorrow you have to tell me exactly what happened tonight. At the Song residence, the Song siblings were discussing yesterday's events. What, you didn't see Huo Shan? Him last night was strange. I left the matter to Uncle Wang and Doctor Hu. As a result, their vocal cords are fine, but they can't speak, their hands are broken. Although they've been set, they can't write to tell us what happened for the time being. We can't contact the two thugs set to catch her. The surveillance in the villa has also been deleted, don't think too much about it. Big brother, once manager Wang and the others recover, everything will become clear, he continued. By the way, I went to see Dad at the hospital today. That Mr. Food from the Pharmacist Association is really amazing. Dad's health indicators have basically stabilized after taking his medicine. If we can hold on for 2 months until we find a matching bone marrow, it should be fine. The assistant anxiously said, but your body, Li Yu interrupted, saying, didn't Old Pei say it can be temporarily controlled? That's enough. At this point, Old Pei said meaningfully, if we could find the rumored descendants of the Shangyuan clan, young Master Yin's problem could be easily solved. It's just that this clan hasn't appeared for a long time. The most important thing now is to find suitable bone marrow. I know once I finish the work at hand. I'll personally go invite Big Sister back. On the other side, Chang Ming reported yesterday's events to the general manager. Chang Feng angrily said, Bah, who does the Song family think they are? Fortunately, the young miss is fine. I'll take her to school today. Her condition seems the same as usual. But Chang Feng said, how do you know if the young miss is hurt inside? What if she's just pretending to be strong? I think the young miss isn't someone with weak psychological resilience. I don't want what you think, I want what the young miss thinks. Changmin tried to ask, how about I grab that Song guy and bring him here? To strengthen her psychological resilience. Grab what? This is a civilized society, watch your words. Damn it, him keep a low profile. Oh, there's one more strange thing. Last night that Min guy picked up the young miss before us. But according to my later investigation, the young MS left on her own and the Song family's butler and doctor are now in the hospital. Could it be the young MS who did it? Huo Yao sneezed. Professor Zhao asked, how long did it take you to analyze the quantum data? I've been working on it since I got back from school yesterday. Professor Zhao thought to himself, let's pretend I didn't notice he's not telling the truth. Just because of one sentence from their daughter, Mom suddenly realized that this two-story villa was a bit small. The daughter-doting mom began to worry. Old Huo, what should we do? Our current house is too small. Do you know what this data is used for? Huo Yao shook her head. Our research institute is developing an anti-cancer drug. This data is used in one of the molecular mechanics analyses. Huo Yao said, you shouldn't tell me such confidential information. Professor Zhao asked with enthusiasm, student, are you interested in joining my research group? Huo Yao shook her head, my interest doesn't lie there. Remembering what Lucian had said before, Huo Yao's initial major wasn't bioinformatics, she was transferred here. Professor Zhao said to Huo Yao, if you want to earn other analyses, I can. Huo Yao quickly replied, it's not about the major, it's my personal reason, this isn't urgent. You can think about it more, Then I'll head back to the department first. Huo Yao stood up to leave, Professor Zhao sighed. Go ahead. Just as she left the office, Huo Yao ran into a classmate looking for her. The director wants you to go to his office. Okay, I got it. Huo Yao arrived at Kai Hui's office. Just as she was about to knock, she heard an argument from inside. You dare say you didn't touch my experimental data? Huo Yao pushed the door open. She saw Liu Kaiyan, Kai Wei, and Zhang Minjue in the office. Seeing it was Huo Yao, Liu Kaiyan questioned, Director Qi, I said I didn't touch your data. What do you mean by calling my student here? Chi Wei asked Huo Yao, I'm asking you. Did Professor Liu give you this experimental data a few days ago? Huo Yao replied, is there a problem with that? Isn't it just previous year's project data? Our daughter wants a spare room as her craft room, but we don't even have an independent space for her to do crafts at home. I can only temporarily let her use third brother's room. Although third brother has settled abroad, it's not a long-term solution to keep using his room. This is the department's confidential file. You, a freshman, privately viewed it and even took it out of school. Don't you have ulterior motives? Professor Liu, you just said you didn't touch my data. Your student has admitted it. What I gave her wasn't this data at all. That was our analysis of research topics from 7 or 8 years ago. Director Kai, don't deliberately confuse things. What's the point of me touching your data? Yee, someone published a paper using my research report. He then threatened, Professor Liu, leaking confidential research data to other schools is a serious violation. I'm giving you a chance to admit your mistake voluntarily. If you admit it, I can plead for you. It will only be a major demerit not entered into your file. Liu Kaiyan finally understood. The data leak was never the point. Director Kai wanted to force them out just like he did with those students and teachers 2 years ago. Same old trick, Huo Yao laughed coldly. Hey, I never took your data. Why should I admit to a mistake? You caused the data leak yourself and just want to find scapegoats. Why put on such a righteous act? Kai Wei was furious. You're taking the data as a fact. I saw it with my own eyes. Oh, you're saying I took important departmental data right in front of you. Then leaked it. Director Kai, you're really overestimating Professor Luz and my intelligence. Glib Tong. The department is truly unfortunate to have a student like you. Huo Yao mocked, I wouldn't dare compare myself to you. At this moment, Professor Zhao walked in. Director Kai, you must have seen wrong. Little Huo isn't that kind of person. Zhang Minjue was surprised to see Professor Zhao, not expecting to meet this big shot here today. But why was he speaking up for Huo Yao? Professor Zhao, do you still need to investigate? There's something else I'd like student Huo Yao to explain. Student Huo Yao, why don't you explain why you went to the medical laboratory? After all, it's not your major. Going to the lab seems inappropriate. In crucial moments, it's Dad who comes through. Dad calmly said, why don't we move to Yushui Bay? The environment there is good, the house is big, and it's close to our daughter's school. Hearing this, Mom excitedly slapped her thigh. Oh right, I forgot about that villa. I'll call the designer tomorrow to take a look. Huo Yao replied, the department has explicit rules that non-major students can't enter the lab. I submitted an application to enter. What's inappropriate about that? Kai Wei wanted to say more, but Professor Zhao stopped him. Enough, Director Kai. It's fine for students to be eager to learn, don't go too far. Fine, let's not talk about this. Regardless of whether Professor Liu touched my data or not, is it appropriate for him to casually take confidential departmental data to show students? Our department is about to start a new research project. Using previous year's data as reference, is that wrong too? Kai Wei sneered. What kind of research project could your department possibly have? It's still in preparation. Once we have a plan, we'll report to you. Director Kai, if there's nothing else, don't delay my students' class. We're leaving now. Kai Wei was puzzled by how Liu Kaiyan seemed to have changed. He was no longer as carefree as before. He had become somewhat unsettling. After the two left, Professor Zhao asked Kai Wei and Yao Huo if he really went to the medical lab. My students can testify, Zhang Minjue spoke up. Yes, Professor Zhao, I was doing an experiment that day. I saw it with my own eyes. Professor Zhao scrutinized Zhang Minjiu, turned to leave, but added, you should know very well what kind of person Lukian is. It's best to maintain some bottom line in one's conduct. John Minju was confused. Teacher, this Huo Yao and Professor Zhao seemed very familiar. He was personally recruited by Professor Zhao. What do you think? Are they close or not? Sister Yao, why has the Academic Affairs Office been calling you over recently? Yuanzai asked worriedly. On the plane, her thoughts were racing. She thought about being able to help her parents with her abilities, making this transmigration worthwhile, but reality was different. His parents had never been this anxious before. See how ordinary parents handled tricky problems so simply and unpretentiously. Huo Yao had just arrived at her third brother's room when she saw the certificates of honor on the wall. Has something happened? Catching thieves, she said calmly, catching thieves. Sister Yao, where do you live? My family has a car coming. Do you want a ride? No need, my car is coming. Then see you tomorrow, Sister Yao, getting into the car, seeing her half-brother, Yuan's eyes face darkened. Was that person with you just now your classmate? It's none of your business. Seems like a good friend. What's her name? What's her background? You're really sick, Yuan, she thought. If I had known he was coming to pick me up today, I shouldn't have left with Sister Yao. This hypocrite who has deceived everyone, he's just a madman. On the other side, Min Yu asked Wu Yao, you still haven't said who invited you to dinner today. As she spoke, she opened the private room door. Lei Xiao excitedly stood up. Big shot, you seeing it wasn't just Huo Yao. Lei Xiao's remaining words got stuck. Huo Yao quickly introduced, this is Lei Xiao. This is my friend Min Yu. The two greeted each other. Lei Xiao thought, could it be someone from Jin Chengmin's family? The three sat down. Lei Xiao looked at the people before him, a handsome man and beautiful woman sitting together. It was too pleasing to the eye. Take this back and have a look. Huo Yao handed him a document. This is radiative element chemical data. Huo Xiao said, combined with your last blood analysis. Do another nucleic acid test according to the program I've written. I need your final accurate data. The Norris Prize in Medical Biology, the Lasker Award in Medicine. These are the most prestigious international medical awards. She was surprised to find out that her third brother, Hugh Yulin, was a medical genius. Okay, but it might take some time, no rush. Ask me if there's anything you don't understand. Taking advantage of Min Yu going out to make a phone call, Lei Xiao let out a long breath. Big shot, you have great taste. This guy's aura is too strong. Hugh Yao didn't understand. Hey, why be shy with me? That handsome guy is your boyfriend. Right? Hey, don't talk nonsense. I understand. What do you understand? You understand. At this moment, Min Yu came in. Lei Xiao said to him, I plan to go back and study the materials early. I've already settled the bill. You two enjoy yourselves. I won't disturb you. Huo Yao recalled Lei Xiao's words in his mind. That handsome guy is your boyfriend, right? The way he looks at you. Even I, a single dog, felt moved. Minyu grabbed the still dazed Hu Yao and pushed him into the car. I'll take you for a drive, hold on tight. Suddenly, several cars followed behind. Hu Yao looked in the rearview mirror and asked, your enemies.